Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, my intro to my 12 pans of Christmas project pan went up 2 weeks ago. You should have had update 1 last week, but although I had taken the cutaways etc, I never found time to film the chatty bit. So I've just done the cutaways for update number 2, so I'm actually going to give you updates 1 and 2 in the same video. Let's get on into it. The first thing to update you on is my foundation. So I was hoping that I would finish this by the end of the project. Now I do have to say this is a bit of a mixed bag of an update. I have been really, but I'm so sorry, you guys must be so bored of hearing me say that over and over again. But things have just been really busy recently. So although I've now filmed the cutaways for update number 2, I've actually filmed them today when I'm filming this, which is the 13th of December. So they're a good bit later than they should have been. So there's not that much time between now and the finale. But I was hoping that I would finish this by the finale, and I do still think that this is going to be doable. I have managed to completely misplace the marker that I use. Update number 2's line in this blue pen, which is not very visible, so I do apologise for that. But if you can see, we are right down near the bottom now. Whenever I am pumping this out, it's like tiny bits that are coming out. So I think it's basically at the point where I'm going to have to just like unscrew it and kind of dip the brush in and use it that way. So yeah, I do think this is really quite done. Because of the nature of this formula, it's one of those very thin formulas. So if you can see at the side here, I don't know if you can, there's like a little bit of windowing, and I don't think that there's like loads of product hanging around the edges to get used. I think like what's there is very thin, so I am expecting to actually be able to still finish this by the finale, so fingers crossed we manage that. The second item is my eyeshadow. By update 1 this did have a small pan in it, which was very exciting, and by update 2 I have somewhat expanded that pan. Now this has been repressed, and what's kind of sticking to the bottom is quite sticking to the bottom. I feel like if this wasn't quite as tightly repressed as I have managed to do it, it would probably have a much bigger pan viewable by now. But there has definitely been some expansion to it. I've definitely cleaned up a little bit more product. I'm semi-hopeful that I'll still be able to finish this by the end of the project. My eyes have been a little bit sensitive recently, so there's been quite a few days where I have not been wearing any makeup, and particularly not wearing any eyeshadow, so that has hindered me a little bit in reaching for this, but I've still made some good progress. So I'm hoping if like my eye kind of clears up and stays calm, fingers crossed, that I should be able to use this kind of every day between now and Christmas, and I'm hoping that'll be enough to finish it up, so fingers crossed. The next product is my highlight. I am not expecting to finish this up or even to see a pan in it. I just want to try and use this 50 times over the course of the project. Between the intro and update number 1, I used it 18 times. Now it didn't make a huge difference, but I did think by the first update, you guys can tell me what you think in the cutaways, I did think you were maybe seeing the rings a little bit kind of more defined coming through the product. I don't know if that's just wishful thinking, but I did think there was a little bit of a visual difference between the intro and update 1. Between update 1 and update 2, I've used it a further 19 times. So I've used this 37 times by this update, so I've got another 13 uses to go before I will hit the 50. In terms of now, like I'm not expecting 50 uses to make that much of a difference in this overall. You know, I said that right at the intro, but I do think you can see the rings a little bit better. You'll probably see them better in the cutaways than with me holding it back here, but I also feel like there's a slight dip coming, not enough that it's going to be a pan or anything. Can you see like just kind of right here there's a little bit of an indent? So yeah, I'm really pleased. I feel like there is just not a huge visual change, but a little bit of a visual change in this product through having it in the project. I'm sure that another 13 uses is not going to drastically do anything further to that, but it is nice to see that little bit of a dip coming. I'm confident that I'll get my other 13 uses out of it, even if my eye decides to flare up again. I could wear face makeup, so I should be able to use the highlight without too much of a problem. Basically I just need to use it every day between now and Christmas, but I think that's doable. So yeah, that's my progress on my Becca highlight. Next up is a product there is a lot of visible change on, which I'm really enjoying, and this is one that I think I will actually finish within the project. So this was basically full. I'd only used it a couple of times at the start of the project. Did I get a pan in it by update 1, or was I really close to a pan? I can't quite remember, but definitely by update 1, if I didn't have the pan, I knew the pan was like just a few uses away. And by today for update 2, as you can see, there is a lot of pan and there is not that much product left, so it's just what's kind of on this side here. So I am fully expecting to finish this by the end of the project. Now the next product is a little bit disappointing. So this is my Amika Dream Routine Overnight Hydration Treatment. At the intro this was 35 grams, and by update 1 I had got this down to 24 grams. If you guys are watching my main project pan as well, which is very overdue an update, so hopefully next weekend I will have like the last update that I filmed the cutaways for that, and probably just make it the finale of that as well for you. So theoretically that should be coming quite soon. Not sure when I'm going to get time to film that because I'm busy every day between now and Christmas, but we'll see. I'll do my best to make it happen for you. But anyway, the point is, in that main project pan I have got a sort of equivalent product to this, and that one is a mini, and I think what I decided to do was try and finish that one first because it was smaller and just get it used up. So unfortunately between update 1 and update 2 I apparently didn't change the weight on this one at all, so I must have not used it, or only used a tiny amount if I did use it. So this is still 24 grams as of update 2. I am hoping if I think I just need to cut the little mini open. There might be like one more use left in it, but basically once that is finished I'm going to do like a really intensive treatment with this one night, like layer it on my hair about 6 o'clock at night, let it really sink in, maybe layer on a little bit more before bed. Obviously it's party season, so I have been heat styling quite a lot, so I'm sure my hair will be very grateful for that. So yeah, I'm hoping it might be a bit diluted, but I am hoping that I can maybe still finish this by the finale, so we shall see what happens with this one. The next item to update you on is my perfume. This was in last year's 12 pans of Christmas, so this line here is where we started this year's project pan at. This was update 1, and then again the blue line's not that visible, but that is my marking for update number 2. I haven't used this as much between update 1 and update 2 as I did between the intro and update 1. However, if we look at where this is sitting, as long as by the end of this project I have brought this down to just below the label, I will be very happy with that. Obviously I was not expecting to finish this at all in this project, nothing like that. As long as I just get some continued good use of it through the festive season, and as long as I bring it down below this label, I will be very happy with that by the finale. So that is my update on my Chanel number 5. A very exciting update is that I have a product leaving the project today, and that is my Beauty Pie Uber Youth Neck and Chest Spray. So this is now completely done. So entered the project at this red line here. This was update 1, so I'd used about half of what was left by update 1, and by update 2 I have finished it. So I'm really excited to have this for my empties and get it towards my 2024 totals. So very pleased to have had this in the project, because I'm not sure that I would have finished it if I hadn't put it in the project. A product that I would not be making any progress on if I hadn't put it in the project is my Ombre Visa Queen of Hungary mist. This is not coming down a huge amount, so it was basically completely full, brand new when we started. I didn't use it very much between the intro and update 1, but I did use it a little bit more between update 1 and update 2. This is a very, very fine mist. I don't know if you'll be able to see if I... Can you see that? Like it's a very nice mist. I had the Origins Maskimizer spray in my main project pan this year. That has now also finished, but that had a very sort of aggressive mist. When you pointed it at your face, you really felt yourself being soaked by it. This is very, very fine mist, but I do think the downside of that for using it up is that less product is coming out each time you spray it. The progress is maybe not going to be the quickest on this, but I wouldn't be reaching for it at all if I hadn't put it in the project, and I am enjoying it, so I think this might go in next year's main project pan, so that I can actually try and just finish it up and get it out of my collection. Another slightly disappointing product, not in terms of the product but in terms of my progress in this project on it, is my Elemis Superfood Vital Veggie Mask. So at the intro this weighed 58 grams. By update number 1 I brought it down to 46 grams, and by update number 2 I have brought it down to 39 grams. If it was 58 grams and I've got it down to 39 grams, I've reduced it by 19 grams at this point. So even if I did a total of what I've done in update 1 and update 2, if I got really enthusiastic with this and used it, you know, every single day between now and the 25th, I feel like I wouldn't finish it. It doesn't actually feel like there's that much product left in here for the grammage to be so high, and I suppose the grams do include the packaging, so never say never. I'm still going to keep using it between now and the finale and see where we end up, and I would really like to finish it, but I'm not 100% sure if that is realistic or not at this point. The other mask that I put in is one that I've made slightly better progress on, and I am hopeful that I will finish this by the finale. So this is my little mini of the Origins Ginzing Peel Off Mask. I can't say I love this mask. It kind of burns a little bit when I first put it on. I can't put it too near my eyes or they stream, so this is not one for anyone with sensitive skin, but I also don't think you can get it anymore anyway, so maybe there's a reason for that. But anyway, in terms of my progress in this project, at the intro this weighed 18 grams. By update number 1 this had only come down 2 grams. It came down to 16 grams, which I was a little bit disappointed with. So I did put a bit of a fire into this one, and I have brought it down by update 2 to 9 grams. So I have now got half of the original weight left, but as I just said, the weight does include the packaging. So I'm kind of hoping that it'll still be realistic to finish this by the finale. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, even if it is a mini one, hopefully getting another face mask out of my collection. An item I was hoping to get out of my collection that I do not think will be out of my collection in this project is my hand cream. So this was brand new at the start of the project, and at the intro this weighed 77 grams. By update number 1 I had brought this down to 63 grams, so I used 14 grams of product, and by update number 2 I have got it down to 50 grams, so I've used 13 grams of product. Now, like, I have used quite a reasonable amount of product if you look at it, you know, side on, in terms of how much I've actually squeezed down, but I don't think that I am going to finish this within the project. So this again might be in next year's main project pan. I feel like hand creams are something that I have far too many of and really need to be working through. So although I'm probably not going to finish this across the next 12 days by the finale, I feel like it'll have been a good amount of work to have started putting into this ahead of maybe putting it into next year's project pan, or maybe I'll put like a new hand cream into next year's project pan at the start and return to this perhaps next Christmas. We shall see. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be out one way or the other in 2025, so I am pleased that we've done a little bit of work to get started on that now. And we're going to finish on a high with the other product that has left the project as of this update, and that is my Lush massage bar. So at the introduction, the bar weighed 50 grams. By update number 1, it weighed 29 grams. And by this update, it's finished. So this is one of those naked products, so I don't have like empty packaging to show you. I can just show you the tin from Lush that I kept this in, which as you can see is done. So very, very pleased to have used that up. I don't love those massage bars. I won't be purchasing any more, but I think that was the last one in my collection. So I am very, very pleased to see the back of it. If I hadn't put it in this project, I'm sure that would have still been kicking about next year. So very, very pleased that that one is done and another one bites the dust. But anyway, that is everything for this update. So thank you very much for watching it. I hope you've enjoyed. I cannot believe it is this close to the finale. I feel like this year has just absolutely flown by. But I hope you're all having a really lovely festive period, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!